Good Friday evening, everyone. We have a lot of stuff to talk about with significant severe weather, including strong tornadoes as possible on Saturday. So we need to get right into that. I know everyone is focused on this possible winter weather next week, but we cannot look past this significant severe weather event that's going to happen tomorrow, which is going to have significant tornadoes in excess of EF2 or greater across parts of the area. So let's get in right into that. But first, if you're just out joining us, please click that like button. Share this with your friends and family. We have to get the word out there about this significant severe weather that's coming across the South. And then please comment where you're from across the area. I promise we'll take a sneak peek into next week as well, but we have to look at this. We can't look past this significant severe weather event that's coming for tomorrow. Alrighty, here comes our next weather maker here. Now, there's a little bit of a low pressure here. It's kind of wrapping up here, but here comes the next dip in the jet stream here, driving up all the subtropical moisture, and it's going to create a big-time significant severe weather event across the South here. So let's take a look at those latest risks really quick. Alrighty, here is the risk for tomorrow. Significant severe weather in the forecast here. Enhanced risk from Memphis to Jackson, Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Monroe, Louisiana. Like I said, enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms across northern Louisiana, southeast Arkansas, much of Mississippi, far southwest Tennessee, and west central Alabama. Like I said, severe weather is expected from East Texas into much of the southeast, parts of the mid-south on Saturday. Scattered to numerous damaging wind gusts in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour, and a few tornadoes are the primary threats. Storms are expected from late afternoon through the overnight hours. Like I said, the timing is late afternoon through the overnight hours. So, enhanced risk, like I said, Memphis to Jackson to Tuscaloosa to Pine Bluff, Arkansas to Monroe. Slight risk, Nashville, Tennessee, New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, over towards Montgomery, Alabama. All right, tornado risks for tomorrow, and where that hatched area, you have a chance of a significant tornado, EF2 or greater. This is including Memphis, down here towards Jackson, Mississippi. This is Monroe, Louisiana as well. Significant tornadoes are possible. Anywhere in that yellow shade, there are 10 to 14% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. Like I said, anywhere in that hatched yellow area there, that black hatched area, you have a probability of significant tornadoes in that area. In the brown area is 5 to 9%. This is including Nashville, Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, down to Mobile, over towards New Orleans to Lake Charles and Shreveport. 5 to 9% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. And in the green, 2 to 4% probability of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. All right, let's take a look at the latest HRRR. This is 10 o'clock this evening. You see some elevated showers, maybe some heavier rain, maybe pockets of thunder here across parts of Arkansas. That continues into the overnight hours. I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a ribbon of very heavy rain. I'll expand out here in just a second to include that threat, but there's going to be some significant flooding potential across parts of the area here. But here is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Spotty showers and a few storms across Arkansas, getting up into the Ohio Valley as well. Then as we get towards 11 to 12, 1 o'clock hour, that's when storms are going to start erupting across parts of southeastern parts of Arkansas through Memphis. This is 6 o'clock. Sorry about that. 6 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night. Storms rolling through Memphis, into just east of Shreveport and rolling into Monroe. Any storms that get out by themselves are going to have some issues with possibly strong tornadoes as well. Okay. And this is including all the way up with some of these storms all the way up here into northern Mississippi as well. So as we go forward here, you see these some storms out ahead of this line, just east of Jackson, Tennessee, down here just north of Jackson, Mississippi, coming through Monroe. There's, like I said, spotty storms basically out ahead of this main line here. So this is going to be a very significant tornado threat across parts of this area for tomorrow. Before it basically turns into a major squall line, basically a very heavy or wind, severe wind event across parts of Tennessee, through Mississippi, through parts of Louisiana as we go to 10 o'clock hour tomorrow. And then this basically sweeps on east, gets through most of Tennessee, and then heads towards Atlanta as we get towards the 3 o'clock in the morning hour of Sunday. Now, let me expand out just a little bit so you can kind of get your bearings here of what's going to happen. So let's back it up. Here we are tonight, going into tomorrow. It's 8 o'clock. Here's 1 p.m. tomorrow. Here's 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Very heavy rains. This is where I was talking about. This is going to be significant flash flooding possible up here across parts of eastern Arkansas, through parts of Tennessee, in through Kentucky, Ohio River Valley. Very heavy flash flooding, very heavy rain plus flash flooding threat tomorrow into tomorrow night. And then you can see this line of storms basically stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way up into parts of Tennessee, heavier rain into parts of Kentucky as well. And then this squall line basically heads towards the southeast and he hits into Florida as we go throughout the day on Sunday. Alrighty, there is going to be a snowy side to the system as we go to tomorrow night. You see the rain changing to freezing rain, sleet to snow up here into parts of northern Missouri as we go into later tomorrow. This is the 6 o'clock hour, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. There's 9 o'clock. Could be rain changing to snow from Tulsa to Springfield, just north of northwest of St. Louis. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. And Latest models. This is the NAM. This is showing some snows back into northern Arkansas. This could be the appetizer before the main course that comes on Tuesday into Wednesday. So, snow could be possible flying across St. Louis, most of central to southern Missouri, maybe even northern Arkansas as we go towards midnight tomorrow night. And then this could be heading just north of Memphis into Paducah, possibly at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning with some lingering light snow or flurries back here into parts of Missouri and the Ozarks. And then Louisville, you could go from flooding to basically snow 8 a.m. on Sunday. Like I said, this is some of this could be just the appetizer of what's to come as we head into Tuesday into Wednesday. All right, I said there's going to be a big flash flood risk. You can see here into parts of the area. We have a high risk of flash flooding as we go into tomorrow. This is including Dyersburg, Tennessee, Blytheville, Arkansas, up here towards Madisonville, Kentucky, Hopkinsville, Bowling Green, Elizabethtown, Paducah. High risk of flash flooding. It's not going to take much for some significant flash flooding to occur across this area. So I'm going to show you how much rainfall coming over the next 24 hours across this area. All right, look at some of this rainfall that's coming across parts of this area over the next next 24 hours. You can see some of these spots could result in 5 to 9 inches of rainfall, and that's why that high risk is basically from far northeastern Arkansas through parts of Kentucky here, with some areas getting 8 to 9 inches basically in hours time across this area. So next 24 to 36 hours will be very wet across parts of the Ohio River Valley down here towards just right around Memphis. This particular model has 4 inches around Memphis. Get up towards northwestern parts of Tennessee, 6 to 7. Then you get to right around Paducah, just south of there. There's going to be a stripe of 6 to possibly maybe 10 inches, locally 10 inches of rain up that way. This is just over the next 24 to 36 hours across this area. That's why significant flash flooding is going to be possible across this area. All right, here is the system as we go through the next 24 hours. Very heavy rains, like I said, and significant severe weather across the deep south here, including significant tornadoes. You can see the backside of this rain changing to snow into parts of northwest Arkansas, into Missouri, parts of Illinois. There'll be some accumulations as well. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. And then this low really bombs out as it goes towards the northeast. And then the cold really sets in. And then here comes the next storm system coming in for Monday night through Tuesday into Wednesday. Very heavy snows. And one thing a lot of people are not mentioning here is this is going to be a very dry, powdery snow, and the ratios. The cold is going to be settling in as the snow is falling. So temperatures are going to be falling, ratios are going to go up. We're talking probably 20, 25 to 1, maybe even 30 to 1 ratios across this area, which means basically typical snow to liquid equivalent. Basically 1 inch of rainfall would equal 10 inches of snow. That's a normal snow, basically right around 30 to 32 degrees air temperature. So that's why they say 10 to 1. So 10 inches for every 1 inch of liquid equivalent. And this could be 20 to 1 to 25 to 1, maybe even higher than that. So 20 inches of snow per 1 inch of liquid equivalent, 25 inches of snow to 1 inch equivalent. So it's going to be very dry, powdery snow, and there's going to be very windy as well. So blowing and drifting of the snow is going to be possible. Very heavy snows across parts of southern Missouri into northern Arkansas, over towards southern Illinois as well. Freezing rain is settling into parts of Arkansas, basically along and south of I-40. This is going into Tuesday and into early Wednesday. Snow is continuing across parts of Missouri into Arkansas. Rain changing to freezing rain into northern Louisiana, the I-20 corridor there. Possibly sleet, freezing rain. It's going to be a very nasty mess then this thing's going to get out of here, and then the cold is really going to settle in with brutally cold wind chills in excess of 0, -0, 10 below 0, 20, 30 below 0 across parts of the area here. So very nasty setup coming across the area over the next week. All right, as far as snowfall goes over the with this first system, here's the latest NAM, and it's basically showing rain changing to snow. And look at this. If this came true, not all models are showing this, but this is pretty bullish. But maybe an inch or two, even across parts of northwest Arkansas, up into the I-44 corridor from basically Springfield up towards St. Louis. This is showing 1 to 3 inches. I'm not going to rule that out just yet, but there's a possibility of that to happen across this area. And I'm going to show you a sneak peek at next week as well. But something to bear watch as we go into tomorrow is how fast is this transition going to happen? If there's more backlash snows or on the backside of this low pressure, this would come true. And like I said, this is going to be basically an appetizer across parts of Missouri into northern Arkansas into southern Illinois of what's coming next week. All right, here's a European model. We're going to go over. This is the snowfall that's thinking possibly for tomorrow night into early Sunday across northwest Arkansas into Missouri. This is showing maybe a dusting to an inch. Like I said, the NAM is a little bit more bullish, but as we get to this system next week, this is, like I said, this is just one model run. This is not set in stone, but the models are very consistent on where this heavier snow band could be. And this could be a widespread 6 to 12 to maybe even locally higher amounts to 14 inches, 15 inches possible if this model came true across parts of southern Missouri into northern Arkansas. Snow's possibly getting all the way down into northern Mississippi with this and most of Tennessee as well. And south of I-44, there's going to be a little bit more mixing possible. Or I'm sorry, south of I-40, there's going to be a little bit more mixing. Let me show you the sleet and freezing rain possibilities with this next week's system. All right, here is the sleet possibilities. Like I said, sleet basically along and south of I-40. There's going to be more mixing. So there's going to be more sleet, more freezing rain. Here's the sleet. Here's the possibility of freezing rain. This could be anything over a quarter inch. You're going to start having issues with isolated power outages. This is showing possibly all the way down to I-20 corridor, at least a glaze to maybe a quarter, maybe even a half an inch up here in parts of southern Arkansas. So that's something we got to bear watching. Like I said, this is just one model run I'm showing you. We got to really not look past the severe weather as we come into tomorrow. So we're going to go over that one more time. Alrighty, going over this one more time. Significant severe weather possible. Basically Monroe over towards Jackson, Mississippi, up to Memphis, down here towards southeastern Arkansas. This is enhanced risk for significant severe weather. This is including significant tornadoes in excess of EF2 or greater across most of this area in this orange area here of enhanced risk. On the other side of that, you have the yellow, based from Lake Charles, New Orleans, Mobile, up towards Huntsville, Nashville, slight risk there. And then let's go over the tornado risk really quick. Here's a tornado risk where anywhere in this hatched yellow area, this black hatched yellow area here, basically from Memphis over to Jackson to Monroe, Louisiana, southeastern parts of Arkansas, there is probabilities of significant tornadoes possible in excess of EF2 or greater. Anywhere in that yellow area, 10 to 14% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. In the brown, 5 to 9% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point as well. This is including Nashville, Huntsville down to Birmingham, Montgomery down to Mobile, and New Orleans. But big focus is on this hatched area for tomorrow for significant tornadoes. There will be another Storm Prediction Center update early in the morning. We'll have all the latest over on Facebook as well, and then probably have another live in the morning as well, going over all the latest. So please stay up on our Facebook page as well. We'll have all the latest. We've been having hourly to every hour and a half updates on the system that's coming next week, and plus this severe weather. So stay with us. We'll have all the latest. Otherwise, stay safe out there, and we will talk again tomorrow